How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Sector 6. And today, we're going to be talking about Sephiroth and discussing what his plan may be. What is it that he's up to? Because the recent trailers that we've seen have kind of given me a bit of an idea. So we're going to talk about that. Also, in the next few days, I'm going to have a couple more theory videos coming that'll kind of feed into this one as well, a little bit. They kind of all connect to each other in a way. So keep an eye out for them. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe for future content, but let's jump straight into it. So we all know who Sephiroth is. Sephiroth is that lovely guy that keeps trying to gather up enough power to become a god. You know, just a standard goal like that. He tried it in the OG, with the intention of using the black materia to summon Meteor, which would then create a wound on the planet that would require a huge amount of life stream in order to heal. Life stream that Sephiroth would be ready and waiting to collect. And then after doing that, he would ascend to godhood and rule over the planet completely. At least that was the hope. Pesky Cloud & Co. came along and with the help of Holy and Aerith and the life stream, ruined that little scheme and defeated Sephiroth. But Sephiroth didn't go away. Sephiroth persisted and remained in the life stream, as we see in Life Stream Black. He did this by making Cloud the focal point of all of his hatred, all of his rage, all of his anger. And this allowed Sephiroth to remain separate in the River of Life, and not only remain, but to take advantage of this situation by spreading a disease across the planet using the life stream in the moments when it defeated Meteor. Geostigma. And this is the state of affairs when we come to Advent Children. In Advent Children, Geostigma is spread across the planet, numerous people have been infected by it, and Sephiroth has created remnants of himself from memories in the life stream, Loz, Yazoo, and Kadaj. And these remnants were hunting for Jenova, in the belief that this would reunite them with their mother. But this was all Sephiroth's plan. When the remnants did manage to acquire Jenova, and Kadaj absorbed Jenova cells into his body, this allowed Sephiroth to be reborn, and he takes over Kadaj's body, and we have the final showdown again between Cloud and Sephiroth. And it's during this that Sephiroth reveals his plan. Using the people that he'd infected with Geostigma, he was going to essentially harvest all of their souls, kill them, and when that infected life stream returned to the planet and to the main life stream, it would spread and corrupt the life stream entirely, therefore allowing Sephiroth to take control of it and use the planet as a vessel to travel the cosmos and find a new planet to rule over, to become a new Calamity. And this bears a lot of similarities to his original plan, involving bending the power of the life stream to his will and using it to fulfill his goal, which seems to be some form of omnipotence. But yet again, he fails. He's defeated by Cloud, and we're left at a point where we have no further knowledge of Sephiroth and his actions afterwards. In Dirge of Cerberus, we don't see any influence of Sephiroth at any point, nothing new at least. But one thing that I will say is that we can safely assume that if the devs are planning to add in some new Sephiroth lore to explain some of the things that we've been seeing in Remake, Dirge of Cerberus would be one of the potential frontrunners to implement that change, because we have no knowledge of Sephiroth and his actions and Jenova and the state of the life stream for that time frame. But that brings us to Remake, and what Sephiroth is up to in the unknown journey. We spend most of the game with Sephiroth following Cloud around and just kind of generally harassing him and cajoling him, trying to break him, trying to convince him to leave Avalanche early on, trying to make him feel like a failure at various points in the game, and then towards the end, goading the party into an encounter with Sephiroth. And he does a good job of this. He convinces Cloud and the party that the future that they're moving towards is not a future that they want to be a part of, and that in order to prevent that future from happening, they have to change things. And in doing so, the party defeat the Whispers, defy destiny, and leave the future unknown, doing exactly what Sephiroth wanted them to do. In the aftermath of this, we see Sephiroth absorb what seems to be an immense amount of power, seemingly accessing a portion of the future events that we're yet to see. It seems like he absorbs Meteor Fall. We then face Sephiroth in a scene that's extremely reminiscent of the final fight of Advent Children. But along with all of this, he seems to absorb the Whispers. leaving everybody questioning whether or not we'd even see them again in the future. But that question has been answered. We do see them. We've seen them a few times in the trailers for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and some of the shots that we've seen suggest a possible logic behind what Sephiroth is doing in the remake project overall. Maybe not what his end goal is, but what he's going to have to do in order to facilitate and reach his end goal. Now, one of the more recent times that we've seen the Whispers was surrounding Cloud at what seems to be the Gongaga reactor, and we are going to talk about that scene, but not today. That scene does feed into this, and like I say, the videos that are going to be coming in follow-up to this kind of all link together. And there have been more moments than the ones I'm about to mention where we have seen Whispers in the background, but we're just going to focus on these main moments, the ones that I'm kind of viewing as pretty important, and you'll see what I mean. But yeah, we'll talk about the Cloud one in a future video. Today, we're going to talk about 3 other scenes where we've seen the Whispers en masse. And all of these scenes involve the Forgotten Capital. The first of these scenes that we're going to talk about is the one with Aerith kneeling down, praying to Holy, a scene that anyone that's played the OG will remember quite well. And in the background we see circling around Aerith the Whispers, which makes sense. The Whispers are there to protect the flow of destiny, to protect the events that are set in stone. So the Whispers are there to protect a certain event. Now, alongside this, we have also seen the shot of Sephiroth attacking someone with his sword, and you see the same green swirling energy along with the Whispers swirling around him. These are the 2 shots that we've seen inside the Forgotten Capital, and there's a few things that these suggest, but we'll circle back round to this. The shots that really suggested things to me are the shots from outside the Forgotten Capital. The first of these is a scene with the Whispers hovering around the Forgotten Capital en masse, lying in wait almost for something to happen. It's reminiscent of a few scenes from Remake, including Zack's survival, the final chapter of Remake, and also, we've seen it, like I was saying a moment ago, in the shot of Aerith, the Whispers circling around, just waiting, just in case anyone tries to change things. Now, the fact that the Whispers are there suggests to me that there is a chance that something could be about to change, and the Whispers are there to protect that event. I think we all know what that is. But the second scene is something that is quite familiar, especially if you've played Final Fantasy VII Remake. The scene reminds me quite a bit of the end of Remake, where the party have already defied destiny, and Sephiroth's just left to hoover up all of this power, all of this energy, all of this potential, and the Whispers. And here we see a very similar shot. We have the possibility that the party may have already defied destiny, with Cloud attempting to save Aerith, as we see in the trailer where you see Cloud swing his sword striking upwards to deflect Sephiroth's blow, and you see a little bit of life stream energy on the sword just before it makes contact with Sephiroth. That seems to be the moment where the party are trying to defy destiny. And if the party have, like I say, succeeded in that, that would leave a lot of potentially defeated Whispers, and again, a lot of power for Sephiroth to gain access to. Now, the reason that I believe this is possible is because we've seen the shot of Cloud attempting to save Aerith. We've seen that weird shot of a Sephiroth seemingly inside this area where Aerith is, but attacking from the side rather than attacking from above. Now, in the OG, when this scene takes place, Sephiroth just gets in, lands his hit, done. There's no fight, there's no struggle, it's just done. So all of this combined makes me think that there is the potential for change, but at the same time it then brings me back to Sephiroth's MO. What does Sephiroth do? He manipulates a situation so that there is a vast amount of power available for him to just siphon up and use for his own ends. We saw it in the OG when he wanted to become the god of the planet. We saw it in Advent Children when he wanted to use the planet and become the god of another planet, find a new place to rule, to repeat his mother's actions and become a calamity elsewhere. And now he has encouraged the party to defy destiny, once at least in Remake, potentially twice in Rebirth. But why? And in my mind, it is so that he can essentially become a true god with control over everything. Not just the planet, not just the live stream, but fate and destiny itself. Then he can never lose, he can never be defeated, he'll always be able to have the situation pan out how he wants it to pan out. And more importantly, he can never become just a memory. He'd have control over everything, and all he's had to do to achieve it is convince Cloud and the party that this is exactly what they want to do, what they need to do, in order to save everything and get a happily ever after. But in reality, they're just playing straight into his hands and giving Sephiroth everything he needs. Which then makes the question, are the party going to figure this out? I don't think they are. I don't think the party are going to figure this out until part 3. I think the aftermath of Rebirth will kind of lead everyone to realise that they've been led up the garden path and played by Sephiroth, and that Sephiroth's been using them to his own ends. I think the bubble Midgar, like the second universe type thing that we've got going on, the live stream reality, whatever it is, that is going to be so instrumental in figuring out what Sephiroth's up to. We've already had various comments from developers saying that Zack's going to be used to explore the mechanics of the world. And I feel like that is going to be where we're going to discover Sephiroth's plan. And I feel like this is a strong shout for what Sephiroth's doing. He's tried to gather the live stream. It kind of worked, but didn't. He's tried to corrupt the live stream. It nearly worked, but didn't. The only thing Sephiroth can realistically escalate to now and step up from what he's already tried to do is to take control of fate and destiny itself. That's going to be the end of this video. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Keep an eye out for the additional videos that are going to come and support this and back this up and try and bring it all together in the next few days. But more importantly than all of that, have a great day.